Hello folks, Smoking Joey here. Well, I finally got done with the review of the Prosmoke electronic cigarette. And one of the reasons it takes me so long to review an electronic cigarette is I give it a hard test for a couple weeks. Unlike many reviews you see on YouTube and Facebook, they open the box, they pull out the cigarette, hook the cartridge up, take a couple hits, and they tell you how amazing it is. I'm not like that. I believe that isn't a really good review because all the quirks, advantages, disadvantages of the electronic cigarette will come up after a week or two of using it. So I want to give an honest review of each cigarette that I have tested, and I've already done Blue Cig and V2. You can take a look at them. But this is the Prosmoke. This is the box that it comes in. Fairly sturdy, quality, has a magnetic flap, very similar to the other cigarettes that I have reviewed. Now this deluxe kit came with a personal charging case, wall charger, a USB that can plug into your computer or the wall charger, and a USB cord to plug in and charge your personal charging carrying case. Also came with 2 batteries and 1 atomizer. Let's talk a little bit about the design of the Prosmoke. The Prosmoke is a simple 3-piece design cigarette. You have the cartridge, which is this piece here that contains the filling and smoke juice. You have the atomizer, which is this piece here. I'll unscrew it and show you. That's the atomizer. This is the battery. Simple 3-piece design. Battery screws right onto the atomizer. And how I kind of look at it is once the battery's on the atomizer, it's a 1 piece, and the cartridge makes it a 2-piece. You can look at it in that respect. It's a simple cigarette. Works great. Now I did order an accessory on the Prosmoke. I got the car charger. Now I will say this is a heavy car charger as compared to the V2 I bought. It was feather light and it was 3 times bigger. And this here looks like it's made of metal, so it looks like it's a quality car charger. I also purchased a carrying case for it, and it's basically the same as V2s or White Clouds, same type of carrying case. Now let's talk about the sucking power. I'm gonna hook up. I'm gonna put a new cartridge on my Prosmoke here. We're gonna do a coffee flavor. One of the things I like best about the Prosmoke is this is the cartridge pack that you get with it. There's 5 cartridges in each one. They're sealed. If you look at my cartridge review, you'll find out why I like the sealed pack. They're also made in the United States with US made smoke juice. So you peel it here, open it up. They all have a cork in them, and they're color coded to tell you what flavor it is. Put the cork down, push it on, and that's it. You're ready to go. Let's do a demo of it. Very good throat hit. Very good vapor, as you can see. In fact, I think this is the cigarette with the most vapor that I tried. I do have a V2 here I can sample for you. But the vapor, you can see it's a great vapor output. And for a VG type cigarette, now what I mean about VG is almost all major top brand e-cig manufacturers use PG, which is propylene glycol, as their base in their cartridges. That irritates my throat, and it does for a lot of people, and there's a lot of people that are allergic to it. In fact, South Beat says, I called them and they said, well, if you're allergic to our PG, we recommend you use VG. But I don't think they sell a VG formula. VG reacts much better with my body. Take a look at the cartridge review, and almost all these cartridges that you buy from the top rated companies are made in China, and if you look at my review, you'll know why I don't like that. This is a VG, vegetable glycerin, very easy on the throat, good vapor, made in the United States. Well, I do get a lot of email asking me, what's better, the 2-piece or 3-piece design? My personal opinion after testing out several 2-piece design cigarettes and the Prosmoke, which is a 3-piece, I prefer the 3-piece design, and I'll tell you why. It gives a very good quality vapor as you take your intake. It fills your lungs, comes back up. It's very realistic, almost mimics a cigarette. And I'll tell you the reason I think for that is, now you do have this atomizer here. And this is a quality atomizer. This atomizer is made of ceramic. It's made to last up to 100,000 puffs, so you get several months of use out of one atomizer. Now this is a cartridge off my V2. It has the atomizer built in, but it's an El Cheapo model, and here it is. I really can't take it apart for you because it is just a one-piece design. It's really only made to last for the life of the cartridge and maybe another one. It doesn't atomize it as well. You can really tell when you're sucking it in. It does give you a throat hit. It does satisfy you, but once you try the three-piece design cigarette, it really is a difference. In fact, I'll have my V2 laying there and I can't find my Prosmoke. I have to actually go look for my Prosmoke because I really don't want the V2. I do use the V2 as a backup, but I prefer the Prosmoke because of the quality of vapor that you get from it. And I think any seasoned vaporer is going to tell you the three-piece design gives you a lot better quality vapor. Let's give you a side view of the Prosmoke. More vapor than the V2, I can say that, and it doesn't burn. It feels clean, just like a regular tobacco cigarette as it's going down, filling your lungs and coming back up. There's no aftertaste too, and with the V2 and even the blue cig, you always had an aftertaste. It felt like a syrup in your throat, like an oil in your esophagus. Now another advantage of the Prosmoke, it is a small cigarette. It almost mimics the size of an actual tobacco cigarette, as opposed to the V2. You can see it's much bigger. The hole is smaller in the Prosmoke. It sucks just like a cigarette. And you notice, folks, I don't know if you did notice that, but I only took like a 2.5, 3 second hit on that Prosmoke. Now on the V2, you know, I take a 5-second hit to get the same amount of vapor and same feeling. And even at that, the taste and the quality of vapor, it doesn't feel like an actual cigarette. So you really don't even have to, with these new type of cartridges that Prosmoke has just put out, the flavor is amazing, and the throat hit for a vegetable glycerin type cigarette, based cigarette, is better than actually the two-piece design of a PG type cigarette like the V2. So the throat hit and the taste are amazing on the Prosmoke. I know I said in my other review that Blue Cig had the best flavors, but their cigarette actually wasn't quality enough to actually use the cartridges. I'm going to change that with the new design and flavors. They enhance the flavors, it seems like, in these Prosmokes. They put more juice in there, more filling, and boy, you really get a throat hit. And the coffee and tobacco flavor are just amazing. One thing I do want to add is quality for me is the name of the game. Vapor output, throat hit is also important to me. With a two-piece design cigarette like the V2 or White Cloud, Green Smoke, or Blue Cig, you're going to get the vapor output and throat hit, but the quality is just not going to be there. And that is important to me. And if you never really smoked a three-piece design cigarette with its own atomizer, you really won't know what I'm talking about until you actually do. The way I've looked at it over the past couple months of reviewing electronic cigarettes, I started out with a two-piece design, reviewing several kits there. Then I moved up to the three-piece design, and this is a Prosmoke three-piece design. You're going to realize like the V2 and White Cloud are like the Burger King of electronic cigarettes, and the three-piece design like the Prosmoke is like a Ruth Chris Steakhouse of cigarettes. It's like enjoying a good glass of wine at the end of a dinner. It is truly amazing the difference that you will get from a three-piece design cigarette. I want to talk about something that may not mean a lot to some people, but it means a lot to others like myself. Now the smaller design of the Prosmoke, very small, one of the smallest designs I think you can get, as opposed to the V2. You can see it is bigger, larger, diameter. It's a two-handed operation cigarette. You can keep it in your mouth, and this is important to me. It may not be to you folks, but it is to me. I work a lot with my hands, cooking, yard work, woodwork, and this can sit in your mouth. You can hold it in your mouth for extended periods. It won't activate, which is a big deal. It's not sensitive, which I like. You actually have to suck on it to make it work. Now with the Blue Cig and V2, this is very heavy, and when you breathe in, it activates. and it will make you cough. Now the Prosmoke, it will, but you really have to suck on it. It won't activate. You can hold it in your mouth very easily and do a lot of freehand work, which is important to me. And you can smoke with it while you're doing it. It won't activate when you blow out, and it won't activate when you just breathe regularly. The V2 and Blue Sig won't do that. So that, and plus they're pretty heavy. It's really hard to hold in your mouth. You almost have to hold it in your teeth, not your lips. The Prosmoke, you can hold in your lips, and you can breathe normally, and it won't activate. You can do yard work, mow the grass, drive a car, whatever you'd like, with this hanging out of your mouth. And that, to me, that's important. Now, there is a disadvantage to that. You may end up throwing your cigarette out the window because you think it's a real one, and I've done that, so I had to order another battery. I've also actually, doing some yard work, I threw it in the yard because I thought it was a real cigarette. It does mimic a cigarette, so that is a disadvantage. However, the advantages far outweigh that small disadvantage. I'm breathing just to show you that it's not activating. I'll blow into it. You'll find that the cheaper cigarettes, if you blow on a tip, they'll activate. When you blow in them, they'll activate. The Prosmoke doesn't do that. Let's talk a little bit about the personal charging case that comes with the deluxe kit. So far it works great. As you can see, this slot here holds a complete cigarette. The slot next to it, as you can see, the shining fitting, that actually, your battery will actually screw into that, which I prefer it screw in rather than be pushed in from the lid, because it stays secure. And it's very easy to get to screw in. The sides are cut down. The design is very simple, so it just screws in. And to charge it, you press and hold this button for a few seconds until that light flashes, and then the cigarette will light up, and that light should turn red if the cigarette needs recharged. And about an hour and a half later, you'll have your cigarette. Just close the lid, and you can carry it with you. Very simple, very easy to use. The pack charges one of these cigarettes up to 5 times. It takes about an hour and a half to charge a cigarette, which is fine because the battery on here is amazing. This small battery, believe it or not, lasts up to 2 hours, so it works great. So I have no complaints with the charging pack. So far it's working. I believe every consumer needs to know the difference between the electronic cigarette companies and the design of the cigarette, like the 2-piece and 3-piece design. Now the Prosmoke, I purchased with my own money. I received no money from Prosmoke. I'm not a spokesperson for Prosmoke. I'm just giving you my personal honest opinion of what I think of the 3-piece design cigarette as opposed to the other brands that I have reviewed. Now, out of all the cigarettes that I have reviewed, I do recommend Prosmoke out of all of them. However, if you want to order your V2 Blue Sig, that's fine. But one thing I would recommend at any kit that you order yourself an extra battery. I always order 2 extra batteries. With a Prosmoke, I'd order a couple extra atomizers, because if you forget to charge the battery one time or forget to push the button, you're out cigarettes. So, and if you're driving down the road and this falls down in the seat, you're out of cigarette until you pull over. So I have a couple extra Prosmoke batteries and a couple extra atomizers that I have ordered with my kit. Well, that's my review. Any questions or comments, don't hesitate to post them. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.